What separates most Amazon sellers that are successful versus the ones that end up fizzling out and giving up over the long haul typically comes down to what you do when you find a lead or you find a product that you can buy and you can sell on Amazon. And the reason I say this is even though one seller that's brand new may find the same exact lead as another more experienced seller, the more experienced seller is going to be the one that doubles down on that and is able to find 10 times more products from that one particular product that you may have been exposed to. Now, as a new seller, you may actually be able to even be bad at sourcing and get a lot of products because you purchase a leads list or you have a virtual assistant that's good at finding products for you. Whatever it might be, you don't have to be the best at sourcing to end up having a business that can grow and scale, because you can outsource the sourcing aspect to a company that provides leads for you or to a virtual assistant that already knows how to source. And that's ultimately a great way to do that through time. But it does come down to what do you do with the leads that you are provided, whether it's a leads list that's providing them for you or you are going out and finding them, or you're using another tool like Nepeto or Tactical Arbitrage or something else that finds these products for you. How do you analyze those and then double down on them? Let's go ahead and get into what I recommend that you do and how I analyze one product to turn it into many, many more opportunities, and how you can start to rabbit trail off of that first opportunity into a lot more profitable ASINs. Before we get to that though, my name is Jimmy Smith. If you don't know who I am, I have built and scaled multiple 6- and 7-figure online businesses, and I love training thousands of other people to do the same. And I make these videos because I want to make online selling simple for those that are seeking financial freedom. Ultimately, I've done hundreds of videos on YouTube, and this is just another one of those. So please check out all the other YouTube videos when we're done with this one. Now, let's go ahead and get into it. So I've actually pulled up a website. I've also pulled up an Amazon listing page. This actually came from a leads list that I'm a part of. It's actually through my Business Building Legends community. I was able to find a lead that came from one of those leads lists. And so in this, I wanted to show you how you can take one of those leads and analyze it and turn it into much more. So this particular product came through. It's a Fiesta seasoning, Season It All. I believe it came through on one of the 3-packs over here. You can see there's multiple listings. Now, Amazon has made some changes over the years, especially with grocery bundles and consumables, and if you're allowed to sell them or not. So depending on your comfort level with that, you can check out my other videos on how to do that. But I'm going to be specifically just looking at these single listings instead of the 3-packs that I know a lot of other sellers are currently selling on. But I want to be able to do that so that everyone feels like there's no one breaking the rules here. So let's go ahead and check this one out. So whenever I take a look at this particular brand, there's a few things to notice. Now on here, let's just click into what was the one we were looking at. Fiesta Seasoning, Season It All. It's not the best listing, by the way, so I may not even list on that, but let's find Fiesta Seasoning, and I'm going to make sure that's what it's actually called. It's called Season It All. So let me type that into here. Okay, you can see that Season It All pulled up here, and if I were to click into this, it actually has a discount right now, which is kind of nice. And if I click into medium jar, let's see if this is the right size. So this is 7 ounces, costs $3.27. This is 7 ounces. This would cost, without the prep fee that I include in there, this would cost $3.27. So this would not be a deal that I would recommend purchasing, but I don't care. That's not why we're here. This is actually just a random product from the brand that I found. And so I wanted to make sure to show this to you. So there's a couple things you can do. One, you do want to check out the Keepa chart. So we need to see, is this profitable for the long term? Now, because it's not profitable right now, I'm not going to be purchasing it. I'm not even going to be considering purchasing it, but we can do a lot more with this product. Now, there's a few things on here that you may also notice as we go through some of the products on this website. So this is actually a new website. I've never purchased anything from here. Don't know anything about the brands, but ultimately I wanted to go through and see, well, what else do they have? Because even though it may not be fully profitable, you can see some pretty cool things on this Keepa chart. First, you can see a few different sellers that are jumping on and off this listing. You can see a fairly steady price point, and so that indicates that either there's a wholesale opportunity or there's potential arbitrage opportunities that come from this. And if we were to even click through to some of these 3-packs here that are selling for quite a bit of money, we can see that there's multiple sellers that end up coming in and out. They fall off the listing, they come back, and they sell out. And so if you're comfortable selling on a 3-pack, even though I would not recommend it necessarily because of Amazon's new rules, if you're comfortable with this though, you could most likely be able to find this product at around $10 or so, based off that last pricing, and you can make some good money with this one. But because we're trying to avoid this, I actually want to start searching for other products. Now, if I look into, let's just click into Cajun seasoning here. We can see it's $2.99. Accidentally added that to my cart, but we'll continue here. So this Cajun all seasoning is $2.99. Looks like it's for the 7-ounce SKU here. So let's just start looking up Fiesta seasoning and then Cajun and see what pulls up. So we've got fajita seasoning. So that one pulled up. I don't see I believe it was Cajun style, Cajun all seasoning. I can also try Cajun and put in dash all, Season It All. So we did not get anything with Cajun all. So what we'll do is we'll move on. And what what I actually recommend in this case, if you start typing in individual ones, is just pull out the whole brand and look up Fiesta seasoning and see what pulls back. Now, this is the 32 ounces of Season It All. And let's go ahead and go back and check that out for Season It All. See what the price comes back for the 32 ounce option here. Probably the restaurant size. Yeah. So $7.69, currently selling on Amazon at $19.95. So if I open this up, we'll check that one out. And let's just see if it's even potentially profitable, because I want to see if the large sizes will, at that price point, be profitable at all, so that if I find more of those large sizes, I know around the price point that I want to be successful at finding a profitable product for. And so this was, how much was it again? I believe it was $7.69. Type this in, $7.69. I'm going to remove this custom cost there. I've got $1.22 or 16%. So this is one that I would pass on. And now I pretty much know that any of the large sizes that are $19.95 or higher, or lower, I mean, will ultimately yield too low of a profit for me to want to capitalize on. Now, there's a lot of things that I teach where you can actually save this lead, and if, you know, in the future the price goes up, you can buy it then. But ultimately, that's a different topic for a different day. But this will lead me to what is next, which is, okay, I know the price points that don't work. So I need to look for either these large sizes that are over $20, because I know if the pricing is fairly consistent between all the different sizes, then if it's over 20 bucks, I've got a higher likelihood of being profitable. The other thing that you can do is you can start looking for some of the smaller sizes that hit a certain price point as well. So if we go back here and we start to look at some of these that have multiple different price ranges here, let's just look at enchilada seasoning. You can see it goes down to $2.87 for a medium jar. Now that medium jar is 4.5 ounces. So if I can find something at $10 or so, then more than likely it's going to be profitable. So this can speed up my sourcing, because now I can just go back here and start looking at all of the different seasonings that come up. And actually, here's one extra fancy enchilada seasoning. We'll open this up. It's around $9.37. We'll see if this is profitable. That's the one that I just clicked into. It costs $2.87 currently. And let's keep looking. If you're okay with the 2-packs, you could jump in on this. I do like seeing that Amazon was on there, so we'll open that one up. Ultimately, this 30 ounces is at $19.99. So I'm personally just going to avoid it, because more than likely the pricing is consistent with this pricing. You could check it out if you're fine with smaller profit points, but if you're looking for the higher profit points, then we need to start looking at other products. So I'm just going to pass that up for speed of sourcing. If you're brand new, maybe check into everything just in case. This is sponsored, so I believe we already opened that one up. But let's see if anything else is 30 ounces for 20, 5.25 for $9.98. So I'm going to open that up because this is a smaller bottle for around that $10 price point. And then there are other packs, but let's go ahead and take a look at some of these. Now, this extra fancy taco seasoning, I would look at it, but more than likely we're not going to be profitable at $7.61, because if it's around $3, it's just probably not going to have the profit in it. So same with this $7.20 item, but you can see how this can speed up your sourcing if you know what works well for you. So this, take that off. The enchilada seasoning, go back here, it's $2.87. So I put into, not $23, $2.87. And you can see we're left with $2.42 of profit, or an 84% return on investment. That's awesome, right? This is something that you would want to potentially purchase. If we look at Keepa, let's see what it tells us. Now it does say 200, over 200 have been bought in the last month. So this thing sells quickly, which is an awesome find to have. Now, if we look at the last year, we can see that the sellers have started to go down. We can also see though that the lowest price point, typically this stays at $9 or so. It does jump up to 10 from time to time, but the lowest price point is around $7.60. So what I want to find then is, does this allow me to break even or do better than break even at this lowest price point over the last year? And so if I go up here, and with AZ Insight, I love this feature. It tells me the break even price. It's actually $6.74. So if it were to drop down to $7.60, I know if it's at its lowest price point, I can at least get my money back out of it. You know, there's gonna be prep fees and a little bit of shipping and stuff like that maybe was miscalculated or something. I actually do have the inbound shipping cost calculated into here based on its per pound rate. But ultimately, I know I can get my money back out of it. So this would be a winner for me. This would be one that I would want to buy and I would want to send in. Now, because this is on YouTube, I do not recommend doing that. You know, hundreds, thousands, I don't know how many people are going to see this, but ultimately, I don't recommend purchasing these products right after this video is coming out. But if you look at this, this has a high likelihood of at least getting my money back. Now, what you can then do is continue to look for these size items, right? So this is the 2-pack of this 4.5 ounce for pinto bean seasoning. If I go back here, I'm just going to look up pinto bean. Again, you'd have to be comfortable with the 2-packs on the consumable listings. I recommend just kind of doing your own due diligence on that and checking the other videos that I've done for how to see if this would be a listing that you could list on. Well, let's take a look. I guess medium jar. are 287. So it is going to be 287 times 2. And I'll put that in times 2. And we're basically break even here. So that makes it easier, right? If we're already concerned about the consumables issue, seeing that this is basically break even and we would pass up on it, it's fine with me. I will just go ahead and pass on this one. But this next one is also just 5.25 ounces. It's selling for around $10. Let's see if we can find the smoky swine seasoning here. Looks like this one is $3.99 for this 5.25 ounces. So this will change it a little bit. Let's see if we can get a profitable price here. $1.57, 39% return on investment. I would consider this one. Let's see what Keepa looks like. Doesn't sell as fast as the other, which sold hundreds per month. This one looks to sell probably anywhere from 15 to 30 per month. If we look at the year though, it is very steady at this $9 price point, $8.95. The sellers do seem to have good fluctuation. So because of this steady price point, even if it drops down to $8.95, I at least know, again, I can get my money out of this, which is not a bad scenario. If over 30 days you place an investment into something and worst case, you're getting your money out of it, if you're looking at its past history, it's a pretty good bet. Now, it doesn't mean you're safe for sure, that you won't lose anything on it, but it does give you a high likelihood of succeeding in turning over that money and getting it some sort of a return on investment. If I were looking at this, that means that now I know for anything with the Fiesta brand that's at 5.25 or I believe it's 4.25 ounces, 4.5 ounces, that gives me a good opportunity for being profitable if it's around that $10 price point. And so then you can come back here and instead of just looking up Fiesta seasoning, we could look up Fiesta seasoning 4.5 and see if any of the ounces on that comes back with good price points. We've got that enchilada seasoning here. We've got rib rub, which is new. So I would look at this one, $9.60. This could be a potentially good item. We've got a pack of 6. This would be a little tricky there, possibly depending on the prep that you wanted to do with it. This is a pack of 1, but it's 14 ounces. So this is a size I have not checked yet. This would be one I would want to double check and see what the price points look like. And if we just continue to look at this one's $9 for 5 ounces here. This could be a good listing to list on as well. It's a little lower than that $10 price point, but you get the gist, right? Now we're looking for these smaller jars that are pricing around $10 or so or higher for single units that then we could buy and send in. And there's tons of listings that come in on these single bottles that we could potentially do well with. Now, another aspect of this is looking at this and seeing if there's a possibility for getting a wholesale account, right? And being able to, get better pricing than what's showing on the website. Another aspect of this is we could then take these items and we could do the Keepa parameter method that I've taught on YouTube, a while back. And you could follow the Keepa parameter method to find more listings that are profitable based on the actual data that comes from this listing or this ASIN, right? We could start taking these details of all of the sales ranks and we can input that into the Keepa data product finder. As a new seller, you need to be looking at every opportunity as not just one thing that you can sell. It's not, oh, cool, I found the Fiesta brand, I'm going to sell this one thing and I'm done. No, it is taking a look at all their other products, trying to learn how to quickly analyze a product as you're looking at a search on Amazon.com. What price points seem to work for what sizes? And if you've got that information like we did here, you can quickly analyze those items. And then how do we take those items and turn them into much more? Maybe we start to look at other seasoning brands, or maybe we do take the data points from the Keepa graph down here and we put it into the Keepa data product finder to find more similar ASINs that then we can find from different suppliers or different brands. It is truly about looking at how you think about your sourcing. Now, I do actually go through a full demo and a full demonstration of these things inside of the Evergreen Sourcing System program that I have. If you're interested in checking that out, it's a 2-month live program. I have 58 different sourcing systems currently in that program, and we do it for 2 months live because you get over 20 live sourcing sessions. Head over to askjimmysmith.com/evergreen, and it'll take you to the page which will show you when the next live event is happening and when you can be in the next cohort, because this is something we do regularly, and I want to make sure that we train how to think about sourcing and how to set up systems that bring in leads consistently for you, your team members, and shows you ways to add thousands of leads to your system over the course of a year, and definitely over the 2 months. We've seen great success stories from it. So if you're interested in that, check it out. And also, if you're interested in checking out my Business Building Legends community, it's really for the motivated and advanced sellers that are at 5K per month or higher. If you're interested in applying to join, there's over 100 systems for how to grow and scale your business, masterminds, exclusive discounts, and so much more. You can apply at askjimmysmith.com/legends. Hopefully this video helped you plenty. If you're under that 5K per month mark, then I definitely recommend checking out all my free training. If you have any questions, please post them below. I hope this video helps you and blesses you, and that you have a great rest of your day and a blessed rest of your week.